I see the light inside your eyes. You make me feel like I'm awake. I don't know why you make me shine like a star in the sky. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You make me high. Oh yeah. Be by my side, baby. Yeah. Only you can save me. Only you can save me. Give me ooh, give me ooh, yeah. Give me ooh, give me ooh, can save. Give me ooh, yeah. How to touch you blow my mind like a bottle of wine. I'm insane. I come alive, you drive me wild when I kiss you at night. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. Falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You make me high. Oh yeah. Be by my side, baby. Yeah. Only you can save me. Only you can save me. Give me ooh, give me ooh, yeah. Give me ooh, give me ooh, can save. Give me ooh, give me ooh, yeah. You make me high. Oh yeah. Be by my side, baby. Yeah. Only you can save me. Only you can save me.
EG's turn to ban.
EG's first game's opening, right? CM Bristol back.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like in all three lanes, but throws at you. This is the good thing about Bristleback. You can lane him anywhere, and you can put him in the lane that has the most amount of pressure, and he's just gonna be fine in the lane. He doesn't farm as much, but it's very difficult for the enemy to push him out of the lane and etc. It's a good hero to be placed
10
against the pressure
seconds
lane.
remaining.
That's why BB is such a good pick nowadays in the current meta, because you often see all these kind of like very
turn to
annoying
ban.
lanes, very hard to deal with, and
Yeah.
BB is the is this hero. Very volatile hero.
Kind of interesting to see the Quaff and the Lone Druid bans traded for one another. It feels like
10
their whole
seconds
purpose was to cover one another, so now that they both ban it, they both lose a ban.
Yep, and Liquid bans the Sven as well. Sven is really good against the Bristol. Like the other teams that picked up the hero against the Bristol in the first game.
Reserve time.
And the enemy does have Darkseer. Darkseer Sven is very good combination together.
Still Razor in the pool, which was like what banned out in the second stage in at least game one. Something that's been played against the Bristleback, played in Arteezy's hands
Yeah.
and Sumail's.
I would say probably harder to play against Sven than
Liquid's
Razor
turn
as
to
a
pick.
Bristol.
Yep.
I mean, it's quite annoying as well because of the unstable current. Then you don't really want to ghoul him. Then you get slowed all the time. But EG just going all mass team fight. Vacuum, Warlock, Ultimate, Fatal Bond.
Earth Shaker.
It's going to help a lot against the Bristleback. Neutral.
EG's turn to pick.
That was a quick
That
draw.
was really quick. They knew what they wanted, and Drow is a hero that is really good against Bristleback. Because in the laning phase itself, the cold arrows, the silence, all all the tools that Drow has is very, very good against Bristol, and you're a hero that can always have the option of building a Silver
10
Edge.
seconds
So all in all,
remaining.
Drow is very, very good against Bristol.
You previously have described Drow games as
seconds remaining.
lots of early damage, lots of early success. You've also previously highlighted that Tree and Darkseer are very scary in the
Reserve
lane.
time.
Suggesting EG are going to have some early game dominance here, Kevin?
It's definitely possible. They could just move Tree around, put him in the safe lane at start, maybe kill Bristle once, go to the off lane. Pretty much anywhere Tree goes, he's going to be useful.
EG should have the advantage in the off lane and the mid lane for sure. The question for the Drowse lane is how much do they contest the Drowse lane? Like a Tree and Darkseer should be able to put a lot of pressure on, and the mid hero with Precision Aura should be able to win their lane as well.
But the tough part is you don't know what Liquid's lanes are yet. Could be Earthshaker off lane. Mind Control's been playing that a lot, but Miracle also played it mid.
I mean, the thing is like they are not sure, but their lanes right now are looking pretty solid. Warlock, Drow, Darkseer, Treant, they're all very solid lanes on its own.
EG's
Lycan
turn
here that
to
can
ban.
perhaps run and charge down the Drow range and
Anyone gonna do the hand clap thing? Tumba's favorite hero, man.
No,
He's
very-
smiling. Look at him. He's
smiling
shaking his head.
and
I mean the hero is
Yeah.
actually in theory very good against Drow because you
10
just like
seconds
Drow is
remaining.
very weak against gap closers, and Lycan is a fantastic gap closer.
5 seconds
But
remaining.
Overgrowth from Treant is really good against Lycan
Yeah,
too. It's like one of
Overgrowth.
the best ways to stop him from moving around.
But if they do like have a good early game, Lycan pulls ahead. I can see Lycan being like all over the place for, and Drow can be very hard pressed to find any solutions against that.
will Liquid use their 5th ban? Or will they fall into Secret's trap? The no 5th ban.
That's the
Do you want to ban the
strategy.
OD again? OD versus Bristle always seems very good. Gives you a save, gives you good damage output.
It's true. It's good with Drow Aura.
That was the hero they ran that one time against Secret when there was a Bristle on the playing field. OD versus Lycans should be fine as well, I want to say.
Liquid's
see a Liquid
turn
fan
Ah,
to
that's
ban.
interesting.
EG fan.
They ran out the Enchantress, so even though Enchantress wasn't successful the last game, but Enchantress is a hero that's very good against the Drow. You want to mess with her lane early, you don't want her to just farm, get her levels, and the
10
pace of the game
seconds
would be
remaining.
really quick. So EG is more or less only worried about heroes that can slow the Drow
5
down,
seconds
hence the
remaining.
last ban Enchantress. And they're also worried about a push because
Reserve
Lycan
time.
Bristol could easily be a very quick game.
I do love that when you look over Liquid, every draft there is a full-on democracy. Every single person is inputting there. We saw Mind Control to Matumba to Miracle to Kuroki.
So do they? I mean, we're basically looking at a 4 position here. There's still potential.
Shaker, GH has
Yeah,
played Shaker
could
before.
be Shaker could be
Yeah.
4 position.
But-
I mean, I think they could, if they want to, they could do this Shaker 4 position Bristle off lane, Lycan safe lane, pick another mid. Basically, the Shaker just goes level 1, you fissure the off lane, so the Bristle gets, even though it's a bad matchup against Drow, but if you can ensure that Bristle gets some farm, the fissure will make sure that the Bristle gets level 2, bare minimum, then the lane could be okay for Bristle. So I could see that working for
Interesting.
Liquid.
That's probably the discussion they're having at this point as
I
well.
mean, they have a lot of options with their 4 heroes right now. A lot of different ways to set up their draft, different lanes. So it's all about what they want to do right now. So I can understand why they're taking a long time here. They need to be able to find out what's best for the team and what's best against the enemy.
And of course, I mean, we talked about it before, it bears repeating. How much does player preference play a part in these huge discussions, these grand final drafts?
10
Probably doesn't
seconds
matter as
remaining.
much.
It's a good bit though. Like we saw on True Sight, like when it comes down to like that mid, like right now, like if
5
you're asking who do you want to ban
seconds
mid, you're likely asking Miracle. Like
What
who do you not want to verse?
Right, it is.
Like-
That's the player preference.
I think that's a big part of it.
Liquid's turn to pick.
And I think similarly, it's like when you want to pick a hero for your mid, you're asking them if you think it's a good hero for this game because they know, like Miracle knows, is this a good Invoker game? Probably better than Kuro does. He's the one who plays Invoker all the time, and he has a good feel whether these are heroes he wants to play the hero against.
He's made the call. The infamous Invoker will once again
10
enter the
seconds
battlefield.
I
remaining.
do like it this game. There's sort of weak disables from EG, and he's got a
5
ton of
seconds
wave clear.
remaining.
He's got really good late game team fight, which they kind of need to offset some of what like Warlock, Darkseer, Treant bring out. I think it's a good pick here, and he's gonna have extra mana from CM. Maybe a little hard to Sunstrike. It's basically Frostbite or Shaker combos only, but I think it can work.
So what other good laners are there available against Invoker?
Is it too crazy to go TA against
yeah.
Lycan Bristle?
I'm thinking TA, but TA doesn't feel I mean, he's good. He has a good matchup, but doesn't feel like good for the game.
True.
I mean, there's
Mirana.
okay.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Retro.
Haven't seen that in a long time, but it's a combo. That's what NP likes to do a lot in the past with MP Warlock plus Mirana combo. Aghanims Mirana with the Fatal Bonds.
I mean, in the past, we saw some serious Sumail Mirana. Not in a while, though.
I'm actually not very convinced with the Mirana. I'm more convinced with the Bristol, the Lycan, the brutal heroes.
Winter, have you ever predicted against a Bristleback? I'm trying. I think
Sees
once.
Bristle, predicts
Once
Bristle.
in your life, you've predicted against a Bristle.
No, never.
Never? Oh my god. You're the biggest fanboy in Dota. Let's see what you got though. I'm just clarifying. You are predicting Liquid.
Yes.
Faith in the Bristle, his Bristle baby. Bristle Bay.
10
God.
I'm
seconds
gonna
remaining.
stick with Winter. I think faith in the Bristle, but also in Miracles Invoker. I think this is a
5
game where he
seconds
should be able to do incredibly well.
I'm going to agree. I'm going to cast a Curse It and give EG the win by saying Liquid will win this. No problem.
So we've got Mr. Superstitious, we've got Bristles Bay. Oh, it's been an adventure so far, and it's only going to get more exciting now. Someone of Liquid game away. Let's find out with your caster. You're waiting in the wings.
Thank you very much, Alex. Welcome back to your watching. Three of the grand finals here. Liquid EG. Ben. EG trying to bring back the Mirana wall. They've got Miracle Invoker. Confident in EG's drop.
Nope, we're all good.
Третья карта начинает. Мы будем игру и ребятки у меня батарейка то мышки, ну что, в общем он.
Power Ranger, I believe, they've had the wins his lane back pretty well. You get the 420 damage. Darkseer is hero and isn't going to scale as well. And like vacuum combo on a hero like Bristleback doesn't care. They have counter initiation too with the Earthshaker. They have good high ground stall with the Invoker. I'm a big fan of Liquid's draft over EG's in this game.
I mean, can you see why EG would go for that final pick Mirana this game? Again, another different hero so for Sumail.
So you want a ranged scaling mid that right clicks. So TA was already taken out. OD might struggle a lot this game, just because I don't think they have like a good frontliner on EG so that he can already hit. And I think that Mirana is different.
How are you going to build in this? So you're saying you're looking for the right click. Do you still build
No,
the
you
Aghanims?
can right click later because
So
you have the leap attack speed.
So you still get the Aghanims in the starting phases of the build?
It's like a different version of Lina, I would say, because you do a lot of magic damage early on. I don't know if he's going to go for a Scepter build. I have seen like the Lance build without Scepter a lot more often, but it does combo a lot better with the Fatal Bonds. Fatal Bonds on an Ag Starstorm is redonkulous.
I mean, I guess the other question really is with the Drow Mirana and such, is it possible that EG can win their lanes as hard as sort of Liquid did in game one to the point where the Bristleback isn't an issue because of the pace that EG could get started early on with the Drow aura?
Well, Drow is versus Bristle, an annoying lane for Drow Ranger, but it's not complete free farm for Drow. Invoker versus Mirana, I would say slightly Mirana favorite because of Drow Ranger aura. Darkseer versus Lycan, that's, I would say it should be fine for the Lycan because they have the support. So I would say it's overall a wash or pretty close to a wash. I can't see it going more than like 65-35, one side or the other in the first little bit of the laning phase.
I know we have it. Liquid's lineup. Definitely some heroes to be incredibly wary of, and of course, Miracle Invoker, something that can get shut down, but can bring himself back into the game. So we'll see what EG's answer and solution will be to what Liquid are bringing to the field this game.
It's all about that tree.
It is.
Tree is the early game dominator in here. Tree's already a menace in the early game. Combine that with Ion Shell, he can take a lot of the pressure off the Drow Ranger. He can maybe mess up Invoker's game or mess up Lycan's game to the point where EG can snowball ahead with the Drow.
And see the lane matchups that we are going to get. We are going to have EG going aggressive, so looking towards that top lane, but in response, Liquid will change their lanes up. They're going to make sure that the Bristleback's up there to tank the tri-lane and have Matumba farming down on the bottom.
He didn't hit the range creep.
In fact, now, GH, he's going to get the courier. He just walks in and he just gives it a whack. And in fact, Sumail may be in trouble as well. He's been cornered off by the Fisher, walks into the Sunstrike as Miracle beautifully predicts his movement. And that mid lane is not off to a great start. Well, that may be a bit of an understatement, Ben. For Sumail.
Damn, that Sunstrike.
Courier and First Blood going to Liquid.
Watching good Sunstrikes versus good players is always a sight to behold. That was cool. That's, if you were against a bad player, you would never cast Sunstrike there.
Absolutely not. And Miracle knew that the sidestep was going to be coming up and down the river's width, and absolutely nails it.
Well, that's a 1,500 gold they won in and in. First Blood Courier.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Look at that goldie. That is, that is scary. A minute and a half in, bam, just like that. It just goes to show, there really is so much worth in bringing down the Courier. Gives a huge financial boost to your team.
And just shutting down Sumail. So they will actually switch the lanes up a little bit. I did see Bristol start off on the bottom, but thinking that Bristol is going to have a better time up top. What is the matchup? Oh, yeah. So they want to be able to pressure the Drow Ranger, it looks like, but...
It's just the Drow and the Warlock, and Arteezy up on top lane at the moment. As we have, for the time being, EG with these dual lanes of sorts. Zai down bottom, looking to keep some extra tabs on to Matumba Man alongside Universe. And mid lane, Sumail has still been able to find the CS, regardless of being taken down there in that First Blood. 9 for 4 against the 11 for 5 of Miracle.
This is great for Kuro, because when you see this early game happen, you get First Blood and you get a chicken kill, that means that you don't really have to do that much. You can farm on, get level 3, get her Arcane Aura up, and there's not that much pressure on Liquid this game. This early game should already be smooth sailing.
Look at this down bottom here. GH comes in with a Fisher block off as Zai tries to get himself away. In comes the Enchant Totem. GH, one more slap, not going to do it. Fairy Fire is there from Zai. He will keep himself alive. Liquid unable to find the kill, but at the same time, GH coming in just at the right time when things started to look a little hairy for Matumba Man.
Roaming Shaker's incredibly difficult to play, by the way, because Fisher doesn't do that much damage, and he's like with a melee hero, and it's very difficult to block off in some of the lanes nowadays. So I'm surprised that he's been able to do so much in the early game. They did buff his Enchant Totem at level 1, so that certainly helps a little bit, but GH has been spot on with the roam, with the totem. That didn't rhyme.
It nearly did.
I tried.
Mid lane, Miracle getting a bit heavier with the pressure onto this tier 1. Having that slight lead, which is certainly good news for him, especially seeing as Sumail does have that aura to try and help him out. Zai will reveal himself, go for a quick lead seed.
He has the Forge Spirit in front to block off.
No way to land an arrow onto the hero, of course. He'll throw it out nonetheless to get rid of the Forge Spirit. But Miracle keeping himself very safe and very hard, really, for EG's heroes to gank. We saw their Zai comes across. Even if you're adding a Warlock into that equation, very unlikely you get that kill unless Sumail does hit a free arrow.
And slow is good for Liquid. You want the pace of the game to be relatively slow, a lot of farm, not that much pushing on either side, and just take it the pace that you want to. And EG, on the other hand, they need to be able to push out lanes aggressively, take down a lot of T1s, and eventually take the Rosh away from the Lycan and give it to the Drow Ranger.
Mid lane, GH. Getting in with the wraparound, but Sumail keeping his distance, so more than fine. Definitely something to talk about, though, Ben. On this top lane, Arteezy is having a brilliant time, and Mind Control is struggling immensely. He's only got 8 CS on this Bristleback compared to the 27 of Arteezy in this top lane. Did you expect him to sort of lose out on the lane that badly early on?
Well, Crit's been parked himself the entire time up there, so I think that has a lot to do with it. Keep in mind that Sumail has had 0 help in the mid lane aside from 1 rotation from the tree, but Crit has been in this lane the entire time, and I think it's only going to get worse once Arteezy gets 6. That marksmanship armor is huge.
It feels like Arteezy just hasn't missed the creep up here. CS absolutely on point.
It's a tough lane because you don't have Goo this early, so there's no way for you to close the gap in between the Bristle and the Drow.
Yeah, unless Kuro gets involved, and you can see him trying to keep some sort of backup there. the damage that comes out from Liquid in this top lane. Mid lane, Miracle still making sure that that lead gets bigger and bigger. 36 against the 22 of Samael.
They never know where GH is. He can also just keep stacking up the Ancients. He's doing that right now while still hanging around mid.
Oh, and it... so close to being brilliant there, but the Sunstrike slightly off with the prediction, trying to catch him post-sleep. It was a good attempt, but not good enough there for Miracle. Samael will survive.
Well, if there's a game for Samael to be scared, it's definitely this game, where he has had an atrocious start despite having Drow Aura and has almost been caught Sunstrike. Predict places.
Here, like Mirana with that. Very.
At least Mirana has an Arcane up here. Still. And then again on the side.
Tower is under attack.
Making Troll Shrine.
About Arteezy's being crit, and now the
It's very. And on the top of that, a pretty good blink tag. He has 500. It's very.
It's very
already. And on the top of that space for him, and there are a pretty good blink tag later game, or in he has 500 laning phase that can create space. Very already. And on the top of that space for him, and there are a pretty good blink tag later game, or in he has 500 laning phase that can create space. Very already. Come out during the TPs. That's probably the only thing I can fault Liquid for in this early game. They probably should have had a Drow kill, which would have slowed the entire lineup a lot, because the supports can farm a lot better, or at least the Warlock can when you have the Drow Aura. But Sumail trying his best to defend this tower.
He's come in and cleared the wave and forced Matumbaman back, but immediately Liquid are there. Sumail will try for the TP. Kuro can't get quite in range for a Frostbite. So again, another TP out from EG, as they seem to be very good at running away.
Greatest strength.
Top lane. The two of them who are down to run away, Universe and Zai, want to get stuck in. They've got their eyes onto GH. GH again with the Aftershock trying to hold them back. Universe looking for the body blocks, bringing him down with the Iron Shell, but the body blocks aren't to be successful. There was going to be a TP coming through, but it does end up being cancelled. But it looks like GH is safe nonetheless.
When Darkseer is ganking, you know that things aren't going well, because usually you just want to farm your mech and then push. But they are not in that place right now. They're not in the good spot.
EG just desperately looking for any sort of fight that they can try and come out on top of.
GH getting ran at by Zai with an Ion Shell.
Here we go. This looks to be the kill for EG, as they'll come through with a final punch. Same time though, Liquid making sure that they still find something in response. Tier 1 taken down in the middle lane. As they do not hold off this pressure that they have been keeping up since the very early stages of this game.
Yes, and now the Drow Ranger feels stifled, as does the rest of the EG lineup. Sumail getting closed in upon.
Does have the Moonlight Shadow. See if they have the detection, they do. Fisher there as the sentry's dropped along with the Sunstrike straight into Sumail's cranium. As the Marana is shattered.
You made that sound very painful.
Oh, it looked painful, Ben. Everything to bring him down there. And this, it certainly seems that the worries of the panel are already becoming evident with these drafts.
Yeah, EG just need to open up the map a little bit more, get Drow Ranger a little bit more farm, get the Scepter up on Marana, but she has 0 of the 4 pieces required to complete that Ags. So it might be a long way before Sumail's actually able to accelerate his farm. And he is number 6 in net worth. The lowest of the core. Is never a place you want to be. So now they can start to group up. They finally have the Warlock ult online and the Overgrowth, so it's a good time for them to take a fight. This is one of their biggest power spikes that they are going to get in the game. Unfortunately, they don't have a T1 to fall back on, and there's a ward behind them.
It's a risky, I mean, yeah, Liquid, they know exactly what's coming for them here in this middle lane, and they have the ults to respond. They've got both Freezing Field and Echo Slam to play back into EG's hands. RTZ trying to lead in onto Mind Control. Arrow won't connect. They'll look to turn to put the pressure onto the tower, but Liquid, they are just using the 3 of them to hold it off. The same time, the Tumberman just getting free farm up on the top lane. And this is Liquid just getting much more out of the map than EG are with this 5-man attempt down the middle, but not achieving anything for the time being.
They just need to kill this wave. If they kill this wave, the push is over. And, okay, waves that pushes over, they're done. This first attempt to group up by EG has failed miserably, while the 2 side laners for Liquid. So nothing really happened, but there was a 1,000 net worth gain for Liquid just because of them being able to push out the lanes. And now EG, they need to reset. They need to push out both of the other lanes so that they can do something on the map.
Got to farm up to some sort of an item. As you said, if Sumail can speed up that Axe, it would be brilliant for the side, but it's still such a long way away. Bottom lane, GH has a haste. It's going to come in and, okay. In fact, with the straight up Echo and such, it's maybe a little overestimating the damage output they had there, but I mean, Universe was kind of like, what was that?
Maybe you hope that living armor was down at that point.
I don't think it was. Would it have been enough for living armor? It
armor.
didn't look that. No, as in if the living armor wasn't there, would he have actually died? No.
But it's still a good. He doesn't have blink, so it's not like he's going to use the Echo, but it looks like he is about to die here.
Yeah, he's going to pay for this one. Zai comes back in with Universe, and Universe says, haha, you try and kill me, I'll bring my big brother, and we will kill you.
Yeah, there was no way that he was able to survive that one.
Mid lane, jump forward from Sumail. Miracle trying to get in position for the combo, but a quick gust from Arteezy holds Invoker back for a couple of seconds. Liquid are still wanting to chase this down though. Mind Control on the front lines. Universe has got the combo. See what they could do here with the Chaotic Offering as well if Liquid do group up, but again, Liquid being very careful with their positioning.
So Liquid's mindset right now is we don't have to fight them. They have to fight us. They have to come to us. They have to push our towers. And right now, EG are just not up to the call right now because they know that they could easily get wiped despite having all these teamfight ultimates because they fell so far behind in the early game.
Oh, Miracle. Tornado up to the high ground, gets 2 in the combo. Crit and Zai left high and dry. Zai's down, Crit trying to hide up, but the sentry's down. They've got vision upon him. Sunstrike's there from Miracle as he picks him up as well. 2 dead on EG.
This observer ward right here to the southeast of the Ancient Lead. You've seen this time and time again because it's very hard to de-ward and you get almost as good vision as that high ground ward. And this will be the call for Liquid. That's a tough fight for EG to take. They didn't even get a chance to cast their ultimates right there. 2 supports just deleted.
Caught in the combo, Miracle. And Miracle, as we can see, 9K net worth. Very early on in the game, 16 minutes, a big lead between him and well, the net worth that they have on the side of EG. And the 6K mark, RTZ, and 5.3 for Sumail at the moment.
Oh no, he has Ags already.
Yeah.
Row.
At this pace, we could see Miracle doubling the net worth of Sumail. Top lane though, Arteezy does find potential for a solo kill. Looks to Gus, GH backwards. In fact, GH is just fogging him. He can't get the vision to finish off the Shaker kill, and now Arteezy could be in trouble. He has got his friends on his way over, but mind control's there on the front lines. Echo Slam this time, it will be enough with the Sunstrike to bring down Artur. Zai's trying to come back in. They do get the 3-man golem. GH won't be able to hold them back with the enchant totems. He will fall. Kuroki with the freezing field. They tried to cancel it with the arrow there, but the creep's blocking it, causing Zai to fall to the damage. Now Sumail trying to DB out in the middle of the tree line, but they have the vision. Cold Snap's there. Sumail drops as well. And again, it's EG trying to fight despite losing Arteezy at the start of it. At the same time, bottom lane, Matuma Man, he's claiming a tier 2. And it really just seems that Liquid are able to do twice the amount of work this early game as EG are.
They don't even really even like him. That's
They don't?
A great part
He
about
just
liking.
pops the howl and he says, there we go, boys, that's my team fight contribution.
Yep. Ideally, that's what you want to do as a Drow Ranger, too. You want your team to be able to 4-on-5 without you, and then you push out some towers, but they're in such a bad position right now that they need the Drow Ranger to make plays, have some sort of damage, and Arteezy go for more of a split push build. The Silver Edge, yeah, it's good versus the Bristleback, but I also think it enables him to hopefully not die around the map. I think the big problem is that Liquid have an overabundance of detection because of the Treant protectors, so the Silver Edge not likely going to save him in many fights to come.
Definitely damage limitations, and of course, going full out on the Silver Edge, lacking any sort of early agi items such as the Asher or sort, so the extra damage won't be there for Sumail. And they need everything they can get, EG, because they're without their ultimates, without that chaotic offering, they're running out of damage that they can throw down in these team fights. And in fact, Arteezy in trouble. That ward still there. EG never de-warded it. They have got the Shadow Blade. Do they have detection yet? Duster's going to clip him. Living Armor out upon him. Is it enough to keep him alive? But with the Gust back and the Overgrowth, it looks like they'll give Arteezy a bit more time. Matumba chasing it down. Surge is there from Universe. Arteezy will be saved this time round.
Luckily for EG, the only thing that Liquid is missing right now is a Blink Dagger on GH. If he has a Blink Dagger, that is a dead Drow Ranger.
I mean,
he's very
one more tier 1, and the money will pretty much be there for GH. So they're going to hold this one off. They've got the Living Armor. Liquid with the full 5-man, eyeing up this top lane. EG have to be careful how they come forward to do any sort of a defense, and pretty sure they'll choose to remain hidden, and indeed they will. As Liquid are allowed to take another tower from the map, keeping this tempo up. 19.5 minutes in, 10,000 net worth lead. Let's see, again, I mean, tier 2. Do EG want to do anything? They don't. They realize now they have to try and split up and farm, as Liquid have been earlier. They still have Arteezy working down the middle lane, and Sumail on the bottom trying his best to climb towards that Aghanims. Now they've got to come back though. Pressures onto the high ground. Liquid moving on to tier 3s. Sumail and Artur, they have to come back eventually. Sumail now TP's home. Arteezy will stay in the middle lane. Says the aura is all I'm offering in this team fight, boys. And that may just be enough. Sumail's presence starting to slow the pressure down. Liquid struggling to fight through the Living Armor, but now they see a chance. Crit around by the shrine. Won't pop it, doesn't need to now. It comes through. Universe says keep yourself healthy. Off the shrine now, the combo. Coming in the back wall, but in response, jumps forward with the echoes. Sumail tries to leap away, but Liquid, they kept alive. The combo just isn't enough. Even with the multi-man vacuum and chaotic offering, they just can't bring Liquid down. They stay alive, EG to fall. Drow has to buy back into this one. They'll finally catch Matumba on the retreat of it all. They need something big. They need a huge cleanup here, EG. They tried to find mind control. It's not enough damage. Sumail jumped forward for it. Rules here on to Miracle. Miracle now turning, trying to finish off Zai. Zai on the way up to the high ground, jukes out the tornado. Miracle turns around with the deafening blast. Sumail caught out. The Sunstrike is going to get no! The leap just in time to keep Sumail safe. Arteezy again holding back Liquid with the 3-man Gust. Again, a very scrappy fight, but EG do hold. They keep the tier 3 alive, they force Liquid back, and they get a big kill in the sense of Matumba, but it did cost them that buyback on Arteezy. So his farm, again, will be hindered.
Just when you thought all hope was lost for EG, they pull one out of the hat. Finally, they get the Ags up on the Mirana. So now they can actually start farming, pushing out lanes a little bit more aggressively. It looks pretty bad, but
it's looking a little better though for EG. For sure. And if they had that Ags in that last fight, that would have definitely been a triple kill of sorts for Sumail. They did get low after that initial burst, Liquid. They just needed something else, EG, and now they've got it.
And they have the T3 still up, so they can heal up with Tree.
Yeah.
Shrines still aren't down, and that was the Aegis push coming out from Liquid. So EG just bought themselves another 5 to 10 minutes on the timeline.
A crucial
so they
hold.
hope.
But Liquid, they're straight ready to get back into it.
Oh no, the Warlock ult is not up.
This is the time for Liquid to try and find a catch onto EG outside the base. But EG, they realize this, they're playing safe. Sumail, the only one showing down on the bottom lane with this push, as the rest of Evil Geniuses hold on to their high ground and make sure they're not caught out by this. They may have to let this tier 2 go, but the next tier 3 push is going to be again when things get tricky for Liquid. I say that though, Miracle, he actually finds the 2-man combo here on the high ground, just brings down Zai. And just like that, one hero less to worry about. Liquid finish off the tier 2, and now they're ready to go in again. How long are we seeing to the Chaotic Offering? That really is the big one that they need for this high ground defense, as Liquid, knowing that it's not there, are able to be pretty brash with their push. They bring the tier 3 down, Alacrity up, Bristleback, EG bringing the full 5-man back for this hold. Can they keep them off? They need to keep that tier 3 alive so they can buff it back up with the living armor. Miracle looking for the opening, catches the Tornado again onto 2. But the push certainly proving to be a little more difficult now for Liquid. Now the Chaotic Offering is back online. They've got to be so careful how they commit Liquid. They can't afford to lose another fight. In fact, an arrow thrown onto Mind Control could be the perfect opening here for EG. They'll vacuum back further in towards the base, but he's still able to get himself back out. They're grouped up, Liquid. Zai starting it off with the Overgrowth. Again, the Meteor drop down. Now the Chaotic Offering comes out in response, but GH is in there. Straight up to the high ground. Echo Slam onto 2. They'll look for the Surge Strike onto Sumail. It's not quite enough damage. Kuro, Freezing Field, cancelled by the Gust from Arteezy. As again, no one to fool, but EG are holding on to this high ground. And Liquid, they've got to give it second thoughts. They need something else. They need... it feels like another item now at this stage, because EG have got to this point where they can get this sort of a lock on the game where they don't let Liquid get up to the high and take down the tier 3s.
But they can just try and go again. Liquid are adamant about taking down this T3 early on in the game and hitting EG while they're still weak. 15,000 gold is something that's not super easy for Liquid to triumph though.
Oh, I like this though, EG, they're leaving the base. Let's see what they can get out of this. Liquid might not suspect this, knowing that the offering has already been used, but in fact, well, GH with this invis, he spotted out any sort of plan from EG, and they're going to be able to punish as Zai caught out by that invis rune Earthshaker, and GH jumping forward, drops down the sentry, eyes onto Arteezy, but not the lockdown to commit. But nonetheless, Liquid just making sure that EG realize that this is still a very scary game for them to leave the base.
The Tree heal still hasn't healed up this T3, so Liquid are going to be very pleased to see that the tower's at 70% once they poke up this high ground.
Yeah. And this is, you know, the point where there's a BKB now up on Matuma Man. He can just solidly commit to bringing down these structures. And there's no Chaotic Offering for quite some time. Quick pause here before Liquid's able to see if they can get a successful high ground siege off this time. And they certainly have the position to do so.
He nailed that staircase.
There we go. Mind Control on the front lines. Crimson Guard out. Arteezy trying to push them back, but against the Bristle, very much a tickle. Sumail actually leaps down to the low ground here. Will be Cold Snap, and that gives Liquid the chance to finish off the tier 3 in the middle. Matuma Man trying to lock in onto Arteezy. But EG now with Zai back alive. Living armor there. They'll hold off, so Liquid again, they're being much more careful with the way that they push in. Not looking to throw everything in, as they know that they can keep a strong hold on the game now. With the tier 3s taken down, they look towards the shrines. They know they've got an edge, they know they've got this massive net worth lead, and they're making sure that they do not throw it away.
Smoke out coming out from EG immediately. There is no Warlock Rock Glide. They do not care. They know they have to do something before this next rush, or it is likely GG.
See what they can find. Oh, is it going to be a smoke and Roche? Oh, they'd love it, but it not quite yet going to see the Roshan respawn time. There we have it. It is a short one. Still about a minute or so before it's there.
But look at Mind Control. He's in prime position.
They do have the Moonlight, though, to try and close the gap. And here we have it. Revealing themselves onto Mind Control. Zai trying to get in a position for an Overgrowth if any sort of response comes through. And here it has Miracle with the Tornado. EMP and Meteor. GH coming in with a 3-man Echo Slam. Catching the backliners of Evil Genius. This is Universe, vacuum wall. The Starstorm combo from Sumail will bring down only a CM. Liquid just clean up. Blipple from Miracle as they find Arteezy. Crit to be taken down as well as the triple kill is there. And the patience and positioning from GH there in that fight, ready to jump in and just make sure that EG could not follow through on the commitment onto the Bristle. What an echo.
I cannot imagine EG's disappointment when they saw Bristleback as a target. They would have loved to get Shaker, Invoker, Lycan, pretty much anybody but Bristleback. You see how
Look
little
at this
damage he took?
I mean, I don't think he took any. Look at how grouped up they are on GH, bam! No holding back, straight in, sees the opening, and abuses it beautifully. And at this point, Samel jumping in with that damage with the Aghanims, it's just not enough with the BKB up on the Lycan. Kuroki tanking one for the team there, and now here we have again, Liquid ready for the push. Of course, last fight, there wasn't a chaotic offering, it was still unavailable, and even if it wasn't, there would have been no chance for him to drop it, so Crit does have that for this high ground defense. No ball. We'll see how much Liquid care about that though, as Mind Control straight up forces out the fortification. Miracle with the cheese ready for this fight. Aegis, of course, on Bristle. And how do they stop this? Looks like they may be able to bring him down the once, and indeed they will. So Aegis is popped. Again with the living armor there, making sure that it is very slow for Liquid to siege in, especially he doesn't want to commit himself to hitting the racks. They're comfortable with trying for this slow siege with just Mind Control working away on the structures. Arrow will catch him.
Right now, though, he can't really out-DPS the living armor. So, what are Liquid going to do now? They just lost the Aegis for very little gain. But all three of their lanes looking relatively okay, I suppose.
I love this. The smoke up here behind Bristle. They know that EG's put that wall down, has that vision. They want to try and work around it. Kuroki getting some high ground for themselves. It will be immediately dewarded. GH jumping in with a Fisher. Crit taken down by a Sunstrike. Has to buy back. They need the chance for a chaotic offering if they want to have any hope of holding off this fight. Matuma Man moves forward with the BKB, but he will be rooted up the wall. In fact, the illusion just ripping him to pieces, but he will be kept alive. Backs away, will survive that initial jump. There's the vacuum onto two, but there's no follow through other than the Golem just chasing them down. EMP making sure the Smell falls back again. GH in with the three-man Echo Slam once again, sending three of EG straight to their grave. Samael, Sunstrike there for Miracle to bring him out and down. EG, they only have buyback on two of them, and in fact Zai, he could be in trouble as well. Miracle moving in, has the cold snap. Zai can't even get off a living armor. It's a dead armor, it's a dead tree, and GG is called. GH that game. From the early stage, the roaming to the later game, Echo Slams. What a game!
That's incredibly hard to pull off too, as the roaming Shaker.
I see there's a light inside your eyes. You make me feel like I'm awake. I don't know why you make me shine like a star in the sky. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You make me high, oh yeah. Be by my side, baby, yeah. Only you can save me. of mine. I am insane. I come alive, you drive me wild when I kiss you at night. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. Falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You get me high. Oh yeah. Be by my side, baby. Only you can save me. Only you can save me. Get me blue, get me blue, yeah. Get me blue, get me blue, can save. Get me blue, get me blue, yeah. You get me high, oh yeah. Be by my side, baby. Only you can save me. Only you can save me. Get me blue, get me blue, yeah. Get me blue, get me blue, can save. Get me blue, get me blue, yeah. I see the light inside your eyes. You make me feel like I'm awake. I don't know why you make me shine like a star in the sky. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You get me high, oh yeah. Be by my side, baby. Only you can save me. Only you can save me. Get me blue, get me blue, yeah. Get me blue, get me blue, can save. Get me blue, get me blue, yeah. I hold the touch of blow my mind like a bottle of wine. I'm insane. I come alive, you drive me wild when I kiss you at night. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. Falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You get me high, make me feel like I'm awake. I don't know why you make me shine like a star in the sky. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You make me high. Oh yeah. Be by my side, baby. Only you can save me. Only you can save me. How to touch you blow my mind like a bottle of wine. I'm insane. I come alive, you drive me wild when I kiss you at night. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. Falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You make me high. Oh yeah. Be by my side, baby. Only you can save me. Only you can save You make me high. Oh yeah. Be by my side, baby. Only you can save me. Only you can save I see the light inside your eyes. You make me feel like I'm awake. I don't know why you make me shine like a star in the sky. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You make me high. Oh yeah. Be by my side, baby. Only you can save me. inside your eyes, you make me feel like I'm awake. I don't know why you make me shine like a star in the sky. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You make me high. Oh yeah. Be by my side. Be the end. Only you can save me. Only you can save me. I how to try to blow my mind like a bottle of wine. I am insane. I come alive, you drive me wild when I kiss you at night. I'm okay. I wanna take a breath. I'm falling in love. I'm falling in love. Falling in love. I wanna hold your hand. Don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. You make me high. Oh yeah. Be by my side. Be the end. Only you can save me. Only you can save me.
Oh, there's an
Okay,
IO
they're gonna-
left.
I mentioned about talk a bit about CIS. Really crucial
10
in
seconds remaining.
the meta between these two teams. Two teams that are trying to play a lot of focus on
5
the laning
seconds
phase.
remaining.
Is it Wisp or Puck? Is that the discussion they're having right
Yeah.
now?
Do they give
Difficult.
the puck? I think they should probably.
They probably should give the puck. Yeah.
You think they should give the puck? I haven't seen EG play with the IO so much though lately. I know they of course can.
I'm a person that does not like to give away wins if I'm playing against EG or Liquid.
The nice thing about this CM Cuddle ban is that it protects yourself from that bristle a little bit. These are two heroes that really empower the bristle, make it into a much stronger version of itself, and that means EG don't have to worry about it as much coming as a 1-2 pick from Liquid.
So many great signs from the crowd. It's so cool. Love that there is love for these players.
Liquid
And the
definitely did not expect this ban. Like during the breaks, usually you talk about what your opponent.
They want bristle.
They want
want
Bristol.
Bristol, yeah.
They're gonna Bristol.
Okay.
They're giving the IO and taking it.
It's like you're not gonna first pick Bristol. You're not gonna first pick.
Is this a little reminiscent of your chess days, Winter?
Oh,
Just
God.
thinking 3 steps ahead?
Yeah, of course. Like during the breaks, that's what you do. You try to anticipate what your enemy is moving. You're predicting what they want to do, so that when you go in, you have a very good plan and a good idea towards what they want.
Yeah. IO does get picked up by EG though.
Good versus it as well. So they
Enigma.
can go for the bristle and they can go for something like that. Yeah.
Team fight, usually team fight.
Go for the Shaker.
They go back for this classic duo combination.
Get
Shaker is really good
Turn to
with
bat.
Bristol for like 2 reasons. Like Bristol needs a hero that can disable, and Shaker is a hero that can ensure. Like if you put the Bristol off lane, you can ensure the Bristol does not get crushed in the laning phase. You fusion and you make sure he gets his levels.
I feel like we're finally at that point where like there's that meta game kind of developing in
Yeah.
between
The
the
grand
drafts.
final
Yeah.
meta.
We're finally seeing like the small little adjustments, the IO being like, all right, we'll let it through. And then Liquid, like Sven ban, it's not
5
at all been a
seconds
first stage ban, but Liquid, no, if they first 2 pick the Bristle, then you suddenly look at EG with IO plus Sven, and Sven being the direct counter to the
That was
Bristle.
the first game draft, right?
Yeah, we saw
yeah,
Miracle
They
with it.
EG first pick Bristol, Liquid respond with IO Sven right away.
Oh, there is a meta being established and I love it. A Dro ban as well. Despite countering it so well in the previous game, we see Liquid unwilling to give it back. to
It's with the
EG.
it's just
It's with the puck.
with
like,
the puck, yeah. And it's even with IO too. IO's looking at that kind of like enrage for the Drow Ranger too.
I mean, right now the thing is like EG has they have already regained their flexibility in their draft in the first phase. They have the puck, so it might be off lane, might be mid, and it's gonna allow EG to have a better way of hiding their lanes and drafting against Liquid. They do still remove the lone Druid at the end.
Yeah.
And Benno again.
Benno ban. Did they ban that in the early game?
Yeah.
They banned at the first game, right?
No, second phase.
Second phase, first game.
Yeah.
They're targeting a lot of Arteezy's hero pool. Drow, Sven, and Venno.
Maybe it's Arteezy's turn to play something like a Lycan.
Give him something else. Yeah. I feel like Arteezy, in fact, you know what, that's something for me to do. Let me look at what he's played this tournament, because it does feel minimal. Let's have a look this week.
I love seeing all 5 sitting around each other. How come we didn't do that, guys?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I saw this around Kuro. They had the headphones off. We were just talking on the mics. Like, yeah, this looks way better.
I can't even hear what Yannis mentioned. I just kept alternate Bristol back. Suggest
pick Bristol back.
Who's EG looking to get rid of? The Darkseer's still in the pool too, but they already have Bristle and Earthshaker, but they've run it in so many different ways.
The Bristle for them has been more in the off lane than most teams.
And they are the team that actually buys mech on the Bristle all the time.
Yeah.
Almost all the time.
Wow. So Arteezy has
Dazzle.
Okay, we're gonna see like a very 5-man composition coming up against the. I like that idea against Relocate. Do not want to split up. Do not want to get caught alone.
IO suffers in the armor department. Bristle plus Dazzle sounds pretty devastating for the IO player.
It seems we're going to be seeing something new for Arteezy unless he does choose the Ursa, Arc Warden, and Lifestealer. Those are the only 3 that are left that he has actually played so far in this tournament. 13 games and almost all of his have been taken away from him.
Okay, there's still a Trian.
Yeah, I was thinking like, what's Trian?
Right.
I was like, oh, Trian's still there.
Does that tell us a bit more about Puck?
Nope.
Nothing.
Not yet.
Still got to guess.
Puck can be very good versus Earthshaker and Dazzle to get in like the back lines to interrupt the.
Yep, but
strong casting.
arguably you could say IO, Trian, you're probably not gonna lose your early game with that 2 heroes.
Yeah.
Very solid laning supports, very good at ganking as well as a duo.
Reserve time.
You see a tree running at you with the IO tethered, 90 damage. First
Wow,
blood.
you could be a Foley artist in your spare time. Do all the sound effects for Dota. Darkseer.
They do go for the Darkseer anyway.
Mind control.
Damage over time against the armor.
Do you guys
Gives
feel they
them
might
team
want to go
fight.
back for the Sumail Queen of Pain as an option
10
this game?
seconds remaining.
Not very sure though. Actually.
Not convinced by it?
This pick is okay. Very good against the Bristol.
They've got a lot of ways for him to just keep the link on.
I mean,
they have Root and Puck ulti.
Technically, they could still like offlane Puck mid Razor, so their lanes are still ambiguous, like
They
what
can
Yanni said.
safe lane Razor, Puck off lane. So
Yeah, they have variety for sure.
But whereas for Liquid, they do still have some kind of variety. Bristol can go mid or carry.
They still Liquid also has Surge to deal with the link in a way too. They just disengage. But like we said, there is the roots coming out from EG.
Again, the
Bloodseeker ban.
this ban. They do really like the hero though, Liquid. And they see the hero very highly. It's mostly banned when the team has Darkseer as well. Darkseer, Bristol back.
The other hero we saw, I was thinking back to the Kiev Major with the Puck, the Dream Car on the Roche Pit with the Legion Commander, the overwhelming odds, and more importantly, the duel against the Bristleback could be something EG might want to consider.
That's I would say a hard counter, more or less a hard counter to Bristol.
There is a Dazzle though.
That's true.
Does make it a little bit different, but it is very good versus Bristol. And could be an interesting pick as we've seen previously.
No cheese for you, Liquid.
Fair call.
Every time there's a Dazzle, or
Are we back to those times? Every time you see a Dazzle or a Oracle, then
You have to
Huskar
ban
has
it.
to be back.
it's like, oh, we don't have stuff to deal with Broodmother, you ban the Brood. You don't have stuff to deal with the Huskar Dazzle, ban the Huskar.
It is crazy how much these bans look completely different, completely foreign from the rest of the Moscow games.
Reserve time.
Just shows that we are into that grand final meta, and a grand final it has been. You can see Crit has the opportunity to put the cherry on the cake.
There's
for
still a
EG.
clockwork in the pool, though.
Yeah, they need some kind of like frontliner, right? Razor's pretty decent, but
Universe is talking, maybe suggesting they are discussing his hero, so.
Sumail back on it.
I kind of like the clock against the Shaker and the Dazzle. Those are the 2 heroes I like. Bristol, not so much, but oh, Axe
Oh,
is,
Axe, yeah, Axe is
Axe
great
is
for
like
Dazzle.
Axe is like the
Same
Legion.
idea as Legion, yeah.
Yeah, and it's better because of the Dazzle.
Tanky frontliner.
That's actually, yeah.
That's
really
actually
nice.
way better than the Legion here because of the Dazzle.
Actually. Really good.
You're trying really
10
hard,
seconds
Alex.
remaining.
I appreciate your efforts here in the draft.
5
Thanks,
seconds
babe.
remaining.
One more.
Reserve time.
Liquid. Wayne. What are expectations here for this one? Is it completely up in the air? Let's not kind of
I think they probably want to pick a good mid
Speculate.
hero. Put the bristles safe.
Dragonite? Dragonite decent? No?
I mean, do you really want to follow Gods' Dragon Knight? It's a tough act to follow.
Okay. What else are there? I don't see
Get
any
the
like,
support, do the shaker mid.
but it's against a puck.
Yeah, not
You-
great.
You're gonna get crushed quite hard, I think. You want a good matchup though. That's the thing. You know it's a puck.
Is there that many direct counters to Puck?
Wouldn't say counter,
10
but
seconds.
Just lanes well.
just
Okay.
lane. You don't want to have like a very tough lane against that.
Ursa.
So what? Mid,
So bristle
no,
mid,
Bristol mid, Ursa carry.
or is it maybe shaker mid?
Jungle.
So Mail is taking his Puck, and he's going to be testing his luck as they try and take us into a 5th. Gentlemen, is this the last game of Dota of Epicenter? Is the question you'll be answering now with your predictions. I'll work our way back to Winter from Fogged.
I think
The Axe
I
pick.
think AG got this, and they might be able to put the Razor mid. And if they put
He going against bristle.
He's going
It sounds like
against
he's against
Bristle.
bristle.
Ooh,
First time for everything, folks. Gods,
Seconds remaining.
it's not easy, I understand.
Yeah, I really like the X
5
pick.
seconds
Same.
remaining.
Higher train. Oh god, it's still Bristleback though. Gonna go with EG.
Bristleback's
Axe.
not the same with Axe.
He
Axe.
wants the
Belief in the
5th.
Axe.
Believe in the Axe. Don't get to see him all that often. We got to see him in the opening ceremony. Maybe he'll be in the closing ceremony too.
I
Fogged.
really like the Axe pick. I'm still just gonna go with Liquid. I thought that they played really well, but I think EG might actually have the edge a little bit on the draft here.
Oh, that's how you sit on the fence, ladies and gentlemen. A prime tutorial from Fogged on how to rest your buttocks on that white picket. Our casters are ready, and we hope you guys are too. Tell your friends, tell your parents that this is going to be a big
Are they going to ban it? Between them here, we're going to have them bringing it out themselves. That final axe pick as well, Ben. We were sat here. You were calling it out. You were seeing it. You were loving it. It came through. Are you still loving it now? You've seen the ending of Liquid's draft. Could this be EG giving us the game 5 we want?
The Axe owns. The armor is really good. It's one of the best ways at making a bristle face you. And it just cuts through the shallow grave. I think it's an excellent pick for them. And the only thing I'm slightly worried about is scaling for them, because it's Puck with Addertrow, and then you have Razor, who's like decent in late game, but you want a strong secondary core. So I do have some misgivings about EG's lineup. Just a few though. Can you do an introduction like Vilat?
What, in Russian? No,
Yeah.
I don't speak Russian, Ben.
You just need to say their name.
There we go.
I only got taught one word when I was here.
What was
That
the word you got told?
Spasiba.
Is that a rude one?
Thank you.
No, that's thank you, isn't it? That's a polite one. Thank you indeed.
Well, dude, you can turn anything into bad manner. At the end of the game, thank
Spasiba.
you.
Spasiba.
You're not thinking creatively enough. Owen.
Absolutely not. Everything can be turned into an insult. It's how the internet works and how it functions.
I'm glad we finally see an Iowa Arcana.
I'm glad as well. A lot of people skimping out on the compendiums. Gaben is not happy. But yeah, absolutely. Zai, he is not one of them. Full in with the levels. Looking absolutely beautiful in that Arcana.
I wonder if the runes show up a little bit differently. I haven't seen Wisp too much. Maybe they do. Do you like Portal?
I do. Who doesn't, Ben? Especially when, I mean, I want to go to TR, Ben. I'm not going to say it's an awful game. But no, it's a good game. Of course it's good. I love it. Best game. Mid lane, though, this matchup we've got. We're going to have Matumba Man in the middle then on the Bristol, going head-to-head with Sumail's Puck. Down on the bottom, Universe already caught in a bit of trouble here. They're trying to man up against him. Fisher blocks were good, but now the turnaround potential. Zach with the coming in just in time to give Universe a bit of that lure.
Wow, you see Axe's quick play? He has his like next 10 years planned out.
Oh, has he? He's a man that likes to plan, Universe. He's got it all sorted. They're trying to find out Zai, bullying back a little bit, spread Universe and Zai apart, break apart their love.
There's no... I don't think you could do that. Not this game. There's no good way for them to assault the IO, however. Maybe Ursa later,
true.
but even that's not particularly great because he could just tether away if he's in a good position.
Yeah, he's going to be tethering for days. Sub lane, got Crit and Arteezy.
They have a lot of appeal for the IO. Like Axe is really good, Living Armor, Overgrowth, Puck Coil, like Berserker's Call. Pretty much all their heroes can peel away from IO.
GH will Fisher apart Universe, but again Zai tethers across, Crit with the TP, and now EG looking for the turnaround. They look towards Kuroki, getting a couple of spins in, bringing him down low. EG making sure that they have a strong hold on this laning stage.
They wanted to put the Ursa versus the Axe, but it doesn't really work that well when it's a 3-on-3 situation. 1-on-1, the Ursa should do fine, but not when there's this much interruption and conflict.
Dropped on a sentry, just in case we're going to have the vision down out here. Here we go with the call, looking to bring Miracle down. They won't get the kill, but nonetheless forcing him back, making it very hard for Miracle to find much at all from this bottom lane. It will be a slow start for the Ursa. Mid lane, GH has got his sights set onto Sumail.
I'm very surprised that Matumba's playing the Bristle. Like maybe Miracle doesn't play it. I know Matumba Man plays Ursa, so that's not the point in question. But looks like Matumba Man, still a fine mid laner, has been
this is
playing
interesting.
mid a lot.
So GH, he's blocked off the courier with the Fisher. He just ignores Sumail. He says, I'm going for your courier. And in fact, he gets it. He will pay with his life, though. But I love that. GH just nonchalantly, I'm going to Fisher, I'm going to walk in, I'm going to kill your courier, and I don't give a damn what you do in response.
That's next level.
Yeah.
That's probably the most next level career kill I've seen.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, man.
And I think, Worth,